to be happening?
Oh my god!
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
The Final Destination franchise has always held a unique place in horror cinema, blending psychological tension, shocking visuals, and the eerie concept of fate catching up with those who escape death. Final Destination 5 carries that legacy forward while giving the series a darker, more emotionally grounded tone. It takes everything audiences loved about the earlier films, the suspense, the unexpected twists, and the inventive death sequences, and refines it with deeper storytelling and more intense atmosphere. The movie doesn't just rely on jump scares or gore. It plays with the idea that death itself is the true villain, patient, calculated, and inevitable. The story begins with a group of co-workers heading out for a company retreat when disaster strikes, a catastrophic bridge collapse that leads to one of the most memorable opening sequences in the franchise. But as fans have come to expect, the entire event is revealed to be a premonition scene by one of the characters just moments before it happens. His warning saves several people, but this act of survival sets in motion death's chilling chain reaction. The rest of the film follows the survivors as they try to escape the unseen force hunting them, leading to a series of terrifying and creative sequences that test their sanity and their faith in fate. What makes Final Destination 5 stand out is how it goes beyond being just another entry in the series. It feels smarter, more refined, and more deliberate. The tension builds slowly, making each moment feel heavy with dread. The idea that death has a design becomes more than just a tagline. It's a haunting theme that drives the story. Every creak, shadow, and pause feels like a warning. The characters live under constant paranoia, knowing that no matter how far they run or how carefully they plan, something inevitable is waiting just around the corner. The sense of hopelessness becomes almost suffocating, yet it's balanced by the thrill of watching how each scene unfolds. One of the strongest aspects of the film is how it treats its characters. Instead of focusing only on their deaths, the story gives time to explore their relationships, fears, and moral choices. The main character's internal conflict whether to accept fate or keep fighting it adds depth to the narrative. This human focus makes every loss hit harder, reminding viewers that behind every shocking scene lies a person trying desperately to survive. The writing manages to blend fear and emotion seamlessly, allowing the audience to feel both the terror of the unknown and the tragedy of inevitability. Visually, Final Destination 5 delivers some of the franchise's best cinematic moments. The direction captures suspense with precision, using light, sound, and perspective to create an atmosphere of constant anxiety. The death sequences are choreographed with disturbing creativity, each one more unpredictable than the last. From seemingly harmless settings like an office or gym to more dangerous environments like construction sites and medical facilities, every location becomes a potential trap. The filmmakers use tension masterfully, letting the audience's imagination race before the moment of impact finally arrives. The anticipation often becomes scarier than the actual death itself. The tone of the movie feels darker and more mature compared to its predecessors. It avoids relying on cheap tricks and instead uses psychological tension to keep viewers on edge. The sound design plays a massive role here. The faint echoes, whispers, and sudden silences make even calm moments feel unnerving. Every little detail, from a swinging cable to a flickering light, feels like a clue that something terrible is about to happen. The suspense builds naturally, pulling the audience into a constant guessing game about who's next and how it will happen. A key strength of Final Destination 5 lies in how it revisits the franchise's core themes but presents them through a new lens. The concept of death's design feels more organized, almost intelligent this time. There's also a deeper moral dimension. Introduced questions about guilt, sacrifice, and whether cheating death comes at a greater cost. This philosophical layer makes the film more than just a sequence of scary events. It becomes a reflection on destiny and the human instinct to fight the inevitable. The pacing of the movie keeps the tension alive from start to finish. It balances quiet, emotional scenes with bursts of intense action and shocking moments. Just when the audience starts to feel safe, the story twists again, proving that safety is an illusion in this universe. Every survivor's attempt to outsmart death leads them further into its grasp, creating an almost poetic sense of irony. The script never lets you relax. Instead, it pulls you deeper into the cycle of fear and inevitability that defines the series. What truly elevates Final Destination 5 is how it connects emotionally while maintaining the gruesome spectacle the franchise is known for. The characters are not just victims, they are people struggling with guilt, fear, and the weight of surviving when others didn't. This emotional depth adds resonance to the horror, making it feel more grounded. When tragedy strikes, it's not just shocking, it's heartbreaking. The film uses this connection to remind viewers that death isn't just a monster lurking in the shadows. It's a reality that none of us can truly escape. The cinematography plays a vital role in crafting this mood. Each frame is carefully composed to heighten tension-tight close-ups. Sudden camera shifts and eerie angles create a sense of disorientation. The bridge sequence at the beginning stands out as one of the most visually stunning and horrifying scenes in modern horror, setting the tone for everything that follows. The use of lighting and color also helps differentiate moods. Cold, sterile tones for hospital and office scenes contrast sharply with the warm, deceptive calm of safe moments that quickly turn deadly. What makes Final Destination 5 even more compelling is how it plays with audience expectations. Fans of the franchise have come to anticipate certain patterns, but this film breaks them in clever ways. Sometimes it teases a possible death setup only to mislead the audience and deliver the real shock in a completely different moment. This unpredictability keeps viewers engaged, never allowing them to feel comfortable. The creative direction ensures that each scene feels fresh, even for longtime fans who think they know what's coming. Another interesting aspect is the underlying mystery that runs through the story. The survivors start to suspect there may be a way to cheat death's plan, but that possibility comes with a horrifying price. This element adds intrigue and moral complexity to the narrative, as the characters wrestle with whether they're willing to sacrifice others to save themselves. It's a chilling exploration of human desperation when faced with forces beyond control. The moral gray area gives the film weight and separates it from being just another slasher-style story. Emotionally, Final Destination 5 feels like a return to the roots of the series, but with more polish and purpose. It doesn't rely solely on fear, but also on empathy. You feel for the characters not just because they're in danger, but because they're fighting something no human can truly understand or overcome. This emotional engagement makes every moment of suspense more powerful. The quiet scenes between the chaos when characters reflect, apologize, or face their guilt add realism and humanity that balance the intensity. The ending of Final Destination 5 is perhaps one of the most memorable in the entire franchise. It ties the story together in a way that feels both shocking and satisfying, leaving viewers with a deep sense of realization. It cleverly connects to the larger universe of Final Destination, making everything come full circle in a way that fans didn't see coming. This twist not only enhances the movie's rewatch value but also redefines how the series is perceived as a whole. It's a smart, unexpected move that leaves audiences both stunned and impressed. From start to finish, the film delivers everything a Final Destination fan could hope for: creative depths, nerve-wracking suspense, and a storyline that respects the franchise's legacy while adding its own distinct identity. The combination of emotional storytelling and visual brilliance creates a horror experience that feels satisfying on multiple levels. It's not just about how people die, it's about why they die and how they face it. As the credits roll, Final Destination 5 leaves audiences thinking about fate, choices, and the thin line between life and death. It reminds viewers that death is not just an event, it's a presence that can't be outsmarted or outrun. The movie perfectly captures that haunting feeling of inevitability, the sense that no matter what you do, destiny always finds a way. It's that chilling realism that makes the Final Destination series so enduring and this installment one of the most memorable. Ultimately, Final Destination 5 succeeds because it respects the intelligence of its audience while still delivering the thrills and shocks that define the franchise. It's both terrifying and thought-provoking, combining psychological fear with physical danger in a way that keeps you glued to the screen. Whether it's the slow build-up to each death or the emotional beats between characters, every moment feels meticulously crafted to keep viewers invested. By the end, the film doesn't just close another chapter, it redefines what the series stands for. It's not only about escaping death, but about understanding that life itself is fragile, unpredictable, and fleeting. Unpredictable and fleeting.